I'm a big give back kind of guy, I guess, because I don't want to see anyone go through what I've been going through. You know what I mean? Or suffer or be sad or be, different. So I started a thing where, okay, I'm not going to, I come in on a Saturday. Everyone who comes in that day is free. You're not free. You're going to give me a toy that I can bring to the children's hospital in Indy to give them a toy. If a kid's in the hospital suffering because the parents aren't there overnight, I give them a stuffed animal to hold, right? You got to give back. I'm giving back, you give back, right? So I started doing that, and then it kept expanding. So we filled up a whole room. I filled up a whole U-Haul truck. I spent 2 weeks out of a month giving away free stuff to get all these toys. It's for the kids, right? So I stuffed the U-Haul truck, went up there, and I went in the room or the lobby where everyone else does, and I said I need some red wagons because that's what they use for the hospital. And I said, I got a lot of toys for these kids. Would someone come out and help me load them up? I don't think anyone helped me. So I loaded up like 30 wagon loads full of toys and just left them in the lobby to tell them to take it to the cheer guild is what they call it, or the kids' toy room. So when I was leaving, because I unloaded, some lady runs out and goes, you want to get a picture with this? And I said, what do I want a picture of this for? And they go, oh, for advertising for your business. I said, this isn't about me. It's about the kids. No, thank you. I'll see you later. And just left, right? That's not about me, So we said, how can we raise more money? So we did this. It's like an import versus domestic run what you brung car event where you got to do the drag race, skid pad, autocross, slalom, a car show, do stuff like that. You're on Team Import, Team USA, but it's all for the kids' toy room. Kids can never have enough toys, right? So it's for the kids. And the week before the show, we would bring the car up to the children's hospital. We let them come down and sign their car, right? So on the fender, it said Dr. Butterfield's honorary co-pilots, and they would sign the whole car. So I remember this first kid, the car was all waxed, clean, ready to go. And this kid came out in some blue scrubs, and I said, hey, come here a minute. I said, do you want to sign this car? He goes, what? I said, yeah, here's a marker. You want to sign that car? He goes, yeah. I said, go ahead. As soon as he started signing it, I said, oh, let's get out of here. The owner's coming. No, he like that. Anyway, so I got all these signatures all over the car. And I remember it's a cheerful thing for some grandparents or parents that come down that lost a child. They want to put their name on it, and they passed. But this one kid came down with his little brother, little sister. He was on a gurney, 7 nurses holding bags around him, pushing him to the car, and he wanted to sign the car, obviously. He had a cookie in his hand, and I had a pen in my hand. So I said, hey, you want to make a fair trade? You want to trade me that cookie for a pen? He goes, no. I said, okay, well, here's the pen. Sign your name. He signed his name. His kid's little brother, little sister signed around it, and his mom put a big smiley face around all of them, right? So, and that year the race was, 2 weeks away. So I said, I went up to the mom and said, hey, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And then she started to cry, and she goes, well, you won't see my son. They gave him a week, and he wanted to sign this before he goes.
Oh my God.
I said, oh boy. And she goes, but we'll be out there because he's on the car. We want to see him race. So that's actually what happened. Right. So that was very humbling, very heartwarming. But anyway, so I think I was texting and driving before most. That was a problem. With T9, it takes so long to hit the buttons. So I was driving down the road with this car, this race car, street car. I'm driving down the street, texting and driving, going to a basketball game. I look up, and in a split second, I see a telephone pole right in front of me. Right. So I didn't know, or I knew enough to hit head on, not banana wrap it around it. Right. So I hit it straight on, sheared the telephone pole off at the base. And where the pole came was between the hood and the fender, right down that line. And right here on the fender is where that kid signed it that passed away, right there. So it was like it split right, the hood and the fender. I didn't have my seatbelt on at that time. I normally always do. I started to go out the windshield. I remember my head breaking the rearview mirror because the pole had to get in so far to the electric box because it missed the sensors in the bumper. It went right past them. But right at the base of the window is the electronics. So once it hit that, my head was halfway out the windshield. The airbag blew up and punched me right in the nuts and threw me back in the seat. Right. So that's true. So I was back in the seat. It was kind of dark. I looked up and I was sideways on a railroad track. I felt this warm liquid coming down my face. And I said, oh man, my face is really cut. So then I just, dabbed on the wet spot and I licked it. Said, oh shit, that's my coffee. So I spilled my coffee. I wasn't cut. And some guy was walking up to the car and I said, hey, don't open that door. Don't touch the car. If it gets warm in here, I'll be right out, in case it's caught on fire. Because no, that's a telephone pole. That's not high voltage or whatever. But anyway, there's only 3 pictures taken of the wreck. Friends came up and took pictures of the car. Somebody said to me, who's that in the picture with you? Staring there, looking. I was holding the headlight, looking at the car and splattered pieces all over the highway. I said I was alone. And I said, no, it's someone in the picture with you. I looked at the picture and it looks like there's a kid grabbing my leg, looking back over his shoulder at the car where I'm looking.
You have this photo?
I do have this photo. So it looks like I got my hand on his back and he's hugging my leg, looking at the car with me. Like it was that kid that was on that gurney, right? So everyone's looked at it and said, there's someone right there with you. So anyway, I'll send you that picture too.
Wow. That's an amazing story.
This has been Jeff Stearns, Connected Through Cars.